Front nine, back nine, or eyeing the 19th hole, wherever you are in life, Host Plus can help you drive your retirement further. That's a plus.
Welcome to Talk Birdie to Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot. Smooth, controlled and powerful. Titleist, the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Better, when the greats bet, they bet with Better. Ping will help you play your best. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Now, here's Nick and Mark.
G'day everybody, welcome to the show. We've got a big one on the way. Nick, good to see you.
And you, Mark.
Now, welcome to the club. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
The club,
do you?
what club?
The Temu Club. Because I have got you your order.
The
so
stick.
there you go.
Thank you.
There you
Look
go.
at
Now,
that.
if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is a beautiful little thing that would normally cost you a fortune, but it's
Here
the
we go.
spike there where you can plant it and film your own swing. Oh,
Fabulous.
Excuse me, that fell out.
I'm going to use that this afternoon.
I think you should. And it fits in your golf bag. That's the best bit.
Oh, fabulous.
Excuse me. Oh, look at this.
What happened? Okay.
The spike. So there's a spike that goes in the grass.
Yeah.
You do that. Bang.
Okay.
And this. Oh, where is it?
Screws up? No?
I'm pretty sure this is supposed to come up.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Has Temu
Oh,
done
no.
the dodgy on us?
Oh, no.
Oh.
That's supposed to come up.
I was wondering why it's so short.
It's telescopic.
Okay. Don't worry, I'll play around with it and have a look.
Surely not.
You may order the wrong one, Mark.
No.
You sure?
It's telescopic. Oh, no. This is a disaster,
Yeah.
folks.
Sorry.
Right at the top
Well,
of the show.
that's
too.
not gonna
No,
work.
look, you can see. See, it's telescopic. That'll come up. You just got to rip it.
Oh.
Hey!
Fabulous.
There we go.
Let's see how high that is.
There we
Oh,
go.
yeah, it's just above the desk.
Yeah, it's
Love it.
perfect. And you screw that in.
Yeah.
Anyway, well done. Welcome to
Well
the
done
club.
to you.
Now, that's ridiculous because that's not more important than seeing Hannah Green win a world championship in Singapore. Wasn't that fantastic? I'm not sure. What was the tournament called? HSBC, something or other, World Championship.
World Championship, yeah, up at Sentosa Island. It
Of
is
course,
so
too.
hot
Yep.
up there. It's unbelievable. With her husband, Jared, on the bag.
Yeah, significant,
that?
wasn't it? That was
Yeah.
significant.
Well,
To
it
see him
happened.
actually helping out.
It happened because her regular caddy, Dave Buhai, who I think is Ashley Buhai's husband, actually.
That makes sense.
He's going through the process of getting a green card in the
Oh, okay.
US. And when you try and get a green card, you can't travel internationally and all this. It is an absolute nightmare.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you my story about getting a green card?
No, but I want to hear it.
All
Let's
right.
go.
So, living in the US, we were on visas for many, many times. Many, many years.
Yeah.
And
In and out of the country.
Yeah, and we thought, well, let's get a green card because we're going to be here for quite a long time. Anyway, that process is a nightmare for foreigners.
Is
I
it?
mean, our immigration lawyer said, look, you got to give me everything. I mean, everything you've got, your history, I gave him all the articles of who I was because the government, they want to make sure whoever's coming in. Anyway, he just said to me, look, I think it's going to be another 6 months or so. Have you got anything else you can give me? And then it twigged. I've got a photo I can give you because I played the President's Cup, which is obviously, fairly handy. So I sent it to him and he looks at the photo and it's a picture of me standing between President George W. Bush and Laura Bush.
Yeah.
He looks at it and he says, yeah, I think we're good.
No, it's beautiful.
So I don't know how many weeks later, but it wasn't 6 months that I got the green card stamped. But I feel for you, Dave, because I know how hard it is to get it.
Have you got the pic? Can we put it up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, look at that beautiful picture. Have a look. How happy are you?
How young do I look there, by the way?
you
Jeez,
do look very
I've
young.
aged so much. It's crazy.
Hey, let's get back to Hannah Green.
All right, yes.
Because we had Richie Smith on just recently and Richie talking about Hannah and the way she plays. And remember, she won a US PGA.
The Women's
basically.
PGA
The Women's
Championship.
PGA
Yeah.
Championship.
And then rebuilt her
And then
golf swing.
rebuilt her swing the next day. Just watching the way she swings the club and the thing that you and I both love, when those shoulders stop,
Yeah.
everything stops.
I've been working on that ever since. I still can't do it. I'm trying.
I've been working on it too. It's funny. So I played with a kid called Abel Edouard, who was a New South Wales amateur champion, and now he's on the way through. I was watching him swing. Every kid's trying to do it to where it's a big full shoulder turn and the arms don't go very far. And it just makes it so easy for the arms to come down in front of your body.
Yeah.
Because as soon as your shoulders stop and your arms keep going, well, you're chasing your tail from that very moment in the golf swing. But, Dan, I sent through a shot of Hannah Green, I think it was on the 13th hole, making the eagle.
On the 8th.
On the 8th hole.
Yeah, she hit on the 8th hole.
Okay,
She hit a fairway wood. Incredible shot.
Well, I sent that through, but not so much because of the eagle. What took my eye was the control in a pressure situation of that golf swing.
Yeah.
I mean, she is, and take this the right way, Hannah, if you catch this, you are a beast under pressure. Under pressure, her golf swing looks to me like everything falls into place even better when she's just,
Well, you remember when Richie Smith was
Early in the
talking
front
about her
nine.
golf swing, he said her left arm on the backswing could move in a 30-degree circle
that's weird.
on the way back. There
I
was
didn't
so much
understand
room
that.
for error.
Yeah.
It can move everywhere. Now it's in the slot.
In
It
the
really
slot.
is.
You were a superstar Fairway wood player yourself. I wouldn't mind a masterclass a little bit later on
You've
Fairway
spoiled
woods.
it. That's exactly what I'm
good.
going to do.
I want you to do that.
Fairway wood masterclass, because it's amazing how often I get asked, how do you hit a fairway wood?
Yeah, I know.
But Hannah Green just shows it perfectly.
It's actually a very common question for people who play, every once in a while.
Yeah, should I hit up on it? Should I hit down on it?
What to
No,
do?
what do I, exactly. So
Yeah,
that's
okay.
the masterclass.
We're looking forward to that masterclass. Can we have a look at the shot, Dan?
The best line.
Check out this
Launch
golf
pad
swing.
for green.
It's a fairway wood
229 pin.
across water.
206 carry on the water.
Look at the balance in the
5
finish
wood.
net.
I know. 5 wood.
Straight at it.
Oh, she's been so good. Tee to green. Look
Almost.
at this from
Almost.
Hannah Green. It could
And
go.
albatross.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now her two playing
What a
partners,
shot.
Minji Lee and
My
Angel Yin,
goodness,
just
after
hit
the
it,
two that had come
not in the
before
water,
her.
but in the bank, just short of the green there. So she would have been thinking about that as well.
Yeah.
All year.
We've still got the putt going. Rock solid stroke. Head doesn't move one bit. She's not an early peeker.
No.
She's not a peekaboo person when you
that.
putt. And that is, if you are a practicer, even if you just are a putter before you play and you get out and that's your practice for the week. If you are peekabooing on the practice green these days, you're not doing it right, I don't think. I think when you practice putting, you've just got to see that little bit of grass that was underneath the ball before you look up.
Yeah. Well, it's the coin drill is what I used to do. Put a coin behind or a marker and just watch the marker as the ball leaves.
Yeah. I heard Patrick Harrington, he actually said once, and I've remembered it ever since, when he got through the tour school, he stumbled upon this to where he found this, his only swing thought or his only putting thought in the tour school when he got through to the European Tour first up was just to see the grass that was underneath the ball.
Right.
And once the ball has gone and you're focused on the grass, then you're free to look up.
Yep.
And if you're not doing that when you're actually practicing your putting or when you're warming up for your round, you want to get that into your game because there are so many players that I play with who do the peekaboo, and you can see not only does the head move, the whole body moves, and then you've got to do something with the hands to get the ball online. And it just doesn't work under pressure.
No, I totally agree. But getting back to Hannah, it was a fantastic win, her 7th on the LPGA. She's coming down here to Australia to play, the Women's PGA Championship and the Australian Women's Open.
Good on her.
Jared's going to be on the bag again. So,
good.
Yeah, we'll see.
That is fantastic
We'll see.
news.
Nick, you've got some experience with your partner doing your bag for you.
Yes.
How are they going to maneuver if it goes pear-shaped? I mean,
Well,
Yeah, how's it go? That's a good question.
Well, in my case, I know Alana just used to say, look, pull your finger out of your ass. I mean, because you're acting like an idiot.
that sounds like a llama.
So, and it did get to the point where she said, look, if we are going to stay married, it's time to find another caddy.
Get a real caddy.
Now, in this case, it is a fill-in job here. Jared's filling in for Hannah's usual caddy.
If you're not used to it, though, I imagine a month would be as much as you could tolerate. That would be it.
Well, I guess they're traveling together anyway. I mean, why not do it? So, yeah, it's a big ask.
Did you watch much of the New Zealand Open, Nick?
I didn't. I watched a little bit of the highlights towards the end on the Sunday. I was up at Cathedral over the weekend, so I
Okay.
didn't get a chance.
I did. I watched it.
Okay, how was it?
I had a Sunday.
Now it's still the Pro-Am format, right?
Well, I want to get to that.
Okay, all right.
I want to get to that at
I'm sure
at some
Melbourne
point.
will look stunning because Queenstown's amazing.
There are two things I want to say
Okay.
about the New Zealand Open.
I hear a whack coming on here, Dan.
Buckle in.
And folks, believe me, Golf New Zealand, this comes from a place of passion and a love of New Zealand and a love of the New Zealand Open and a love of New Zealand people. This is not a criticism of any of that. But that tournament that Daniel Hillier won so well, and my God, is he a beast. I love watching this kid play. I think we're just starting to scratch the surface with Daniel Hillier. The way, and I'm not talking about winning the New Zealand Open. I'm talking about the way he plays.
Yeah. No, he plays.
That golf
He's
swing
been up
is-
there in the last, 6 months to a year consistently in the top 10.
That golf swing, it's his and it's high performance. You know how we always talk about high performance swing. So, for instance, I look at Shane Lowry's swing. That kind of is that's his own swing.
It's an old school homemade swing.
Homemade swing. A bit like Angel Cabrera's, right?
Yeah.
Angel Cabrera, same sort of thing. But those two golfers, Shane Lowry and Angel Cabrera, I love watching them play. I think what they do, it's beautiful to watch. Now, when I look at Daniel Hillier's swing, it's across the line, but it's a high performance swing. You can just tell.
There's a lot of gym work has gone into that swing.
Oh, mate, is
A lot
he
of
strong.
core work back,
He's-
lower rotation.
He's so strong,
Yeah.
and that blade stays so square on the way through. And you can, when blades flip over,
That's me. Yep.
and that's me as well. It's a lot of good. It's a lot of players. Richard Green, a lot of good players like it. His blade stays square. It's still pointing.
Yeah.
It looks like he's hitting the fade, but
I
he's hitting
dream of
these
that.
beautiful draws.
Mm.
Anyway, I love watching that.
Well, he just got married too the week before. How good was that? And by the way, at his acceptance speech, he said, "This is the second
Yeah, that was
greatest
nice.
week of my life." Good lad.
Yeah, that
He's-
was nice.
That's the right thing to say.
He knows where his bread is buttered, Nick, doesn't he? He knows where his
Yes.
bread's buttered. That's great. Now, all that being said about Daniel here, the other thing that I was very impressed about Daniel and his victory, he's got rid of that stupid moustache that he's been wearing for the last month, and he looks sensational.
I
He
didn't
looks
notice
like
that,
a
yeah.
golfer again, and he has been hiding a magnificent sporting face. So please, Daniel, I don't want to see that dopey looking half moustache ever again. I think it added to the way he looks. And I say that, hello, Dan. Look at Dan.
What?
Look at him.
You just looked across, didn't you?
Look at that. See,
Where are you going with this? I haven't got
I
a
only
moustache.
just realised I'd offended you, Dan. But
No, but he's got a beard with it. So
Yeah.
that makes
Yours works,
That makes
yeah.
sense. It's funny on the coverage a few weeks ago, Brendan Jones was playing
Yeah.
and he had a moustache, kind of like Daniel Hillier. And Paul Gower said, I think he lost a bet on
Yeah,
that one.
obviously. Go back to that. Dan, put yourself on. See, it works for you, Dan, because
It's not a moustache.
you've got to have hair somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I haven't got any up here.
The
But
lone moustache.
I don't trust people with moustaches. I find them
Ah,
untrustworthy.
What about Tom Selleck or John
Untrustworthy.
Newcomb,
I wouldn't.
David Boone?
untrustworthy. Oh, a boonie. Well, yeah, all right. Yeah, okay,
Some
there you go.
moustaches work. Daniel Hillier's moustache
What
didn't
about
work.
mullets? Because Cam Smith, I'd love for him to cut that off
Yeah, I wouldn't
at some
mind cutting
stage.
that off
That'd
too,
be
but
good.
look, that's his choice.
Anyway,
away
I
we go.
get it.
Now, I'm dancing around what I'm about to say,
All right.
but I'm telling you, I was so sad to watch what the New Zealand Open has morphed into. It's gone on now for, I don't know, a handful of years that it's been a Pro-Am or something. I watched Daniel Hillier in one of his proudest moments winning a New Zealand Open championship, something he probably dreamed about since he was a little kid growing up in Wellington. And he's playing in a 4-ball on Sunday, 4 of them playing in the last group.
So 3.
One of them was an amateur,
Okay.
and he's having a great time, and I understand that. If I was an amateur, I'd take advantage of this situation as well and have a fabulous time. But for a proud nation, a proud golfing nation, to turn their tournament into a semi-circus of sorts, honestly, they've got the last hole set up. I don't know whether they're trying to copy Live or they're trying to copy Arizona, Phoenix. I don't know what they're trying to do. It's just a short little par 3, music, lights. It's the New Zealand Open. It's something I desperately wanted to win when I was playing here in Australia. And to me, watching I watched him hold the putt. Then I watched all his mates come out and dose him with water, which I hate as well. I mean, just let him have his moment and be a champion. I just turned it off.
Okay.
I think Golf New Zealand, just wake up. If you want a Pro-Am, have the New Zealand Pro-Am and run it on one of the beautiful golf courses that you've got over there. And, you've got places where they could play the 3 courses and it could be exactly like the St Andrews. What's the one that St Andrews called?
Dunhill.
The Dunhill. It could be exactly like the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. But even the Pebble Beach Pro-Am have woken up. They don't have amateurs playing on Sunday.
Yeah, I think if they are going to have the amateurs playing, limit it to 3, maybe even 2 days, which is what Pebble Beach has done now. It's only the first 2 days, I think.
Yeah.
But we've spoken about it before, being a Pro-Am format. It's not ideal. In their defense, it raises the purse. It's like a $2 million event because the amateurs are putting out a bunch of money to play. So that ups the purse.
How much? Surely it's not $1 million they're making off the amateurs.
You'd be surprised. It'd be a lot.
How many amateurs were in the field? I'll do the maths.
Okay.
So
what would there have been? Say it's 150 field.
If there's 150 field and they're paying $1,000 each
No. They're paying 20 to maybe 20,000, I'd say.
Well, if they're playing 10,000,
okay.
Let's say they're playing 10,000 to play in the Open Championship.
10,000. I don't know what
multiplied
they're paying. I was just guessing.
100 players. There's your million.
There's $1 million.
There's your $1 million bucks.
So it's upping the purse. Number one.
I
don't agree with it as a national Open. I put it with maybe it's the New Zealand Classic or something like that, or the Invitational, whatever that is.
Yep. Do it the week before.
But we got a good 3-week stretch over there at the moment.
But you know what? If you're playing a national Open, if it's your national Open, and we're talking about Open Championship golf, I don't care if it's the Fiji Open. I don't care. You're playing 2s on the weekend. I watched the Australian Open at Royal Melbourne playing 3s. I mean, come on. This is an Open Championship. The US Open, the British Open, you're playing 2s on the weekend. And you give these players the best opportunity to play their best golf in a tournament of importance. To see, Gary Mountcastle.
4-ball was a lot. So.
And to see them playing in a foursome with an amateur in their national championship.
I didn't see that
tournament that carries so much weight in our region, the New Zealand Open. I mean, it's right up there, Nick.
History of this tournament's big.
I reckon when I was a kid, it would have gone something along the lines of the tournaments that I wanted to win playing here in Australia. The Australian Open's the one I wanted to win. Then it was the Masters because I was from Huntingdale. Then it was probably a toss-up between the Australian PGA, probably the Australian PGA. And then the New Zealand Open was right there. Peter Thompson, how many times did he win it? He won it 100 times.
Yeah, no, I know.
I think, Mark, you're being slightly unclear about your views. I'm not really sure about where you.
Tell us what you really think.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, honestly, just wake up. I mean, come on. This is Golf New Zealand. Wake up to yourselves. I hope there is a plan to get out of what's happening at the moment. There needs to be a plan. You can't just keep rolling along the New Zealand Open circus anymore. It's over. Please stop it.
I was thinking before, going back a sec, talking about Hannah Green, and you didn't do the BMW Toucher Class or Host Plus, That's a Plus for Golf. If Hannah isn't either of those this week, what is those must be pretty impressive.
Toucher Class.
Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot.
Well, that is pure magic.
Well, the Toucher Class is actually the reverse of what happened in the golf tournament. And when I say that, we're going to move on because I know you made your point. You need to just calm down. I'll find a towel for you just to wipe the sweat away.
It comes from a place of passion for golf in this region.
I get it.
That's where it comes from.
No, I get it. And they're trying to build a big tournament with prize money. And they've done that, which is great. Now we need the sponsors to come on board and et cetera, rather than rely on the amateurs. I get it. Right. But the Toucher Class comes from a complete meltdown from Shane Lowry at the tournament they call the Cognizant now.
Yeah, it used to be the
Place called,
something else classic.
Yeah.
BMW Classic it was.
Something like that, at Palm Beach Gardens. And he basically hit a hosel rocket on 16 as a semi-shank
After
into the water.
playing some of the best final round golf you ever would have seen. Now,
The bear trap, 15, 16, 17. It's three
got
of the
him.
smelliest holes for a right-hander. Okay, for a lefty, not that difficult.
can I give you
will say that.
the preamble? Because I
Go on.
didn't watch it live. I watched it on the highlights on
I watched some
Monday
highlights
night.
as well. Mm.
So I think he only had he was bogey free on the front 9, and one of his birdies was a chip in, and he saved par about 4 times with a really good up and down or a long putt. And I didn't realise that. I thought he just played fantastic golf. I thought he hit green. But at this golf course, of all people, how hard it is to get up and down.
It's brutal.
On the Sunday Bermuda greens out of that rough.
Yeah.
Well, he was doing this superbly. Then he makes an eagle. Then he makes another couple of birdies. And he had the biggest lead you'd ever seen, and he was home.
Well, you stand on the hardest shot coming in is 15.
Yes.
It's the start of the bear trap. If you don't hit a good shot there, you're just going, whoa.
You're cooked.
And he's flushed it, picked the tee up, a little twirl, no problem.
flush.
On the green, par, get to the next, away we go.
Even the commentators were saying he is home, folks.
I think he was 96 or 97% favourite at that stage.
like he was
3-shot lead.
completely flushing it.
And then all of a sudden, he hits this tee shot, which they have this tracker, this view from above, and I sent you the picture, Dan.
Oh, you got to see this.
Of where his ball finished. Maybe we'll start with the video first. Do you want to start with the video, or do you want to do the tracker?
I'll do the video first.
We'll do the video first. So here's his 2 tee shots on 16 and then 17.
And 17. So that's an iron for safety on a par 4, Nick.
Well, you hit a 9 there. Yeah, that is the player. He hit 3 iron, but he tried to get too much out of it, and that thing's just gone straight right.
But here's
and
the
here's
thing.
17.
It's left-right wind too.
This has almost missed the water,
He almost hit it on the other side of the water.
which is out of bounds, so you can't play it from over there.
So I don't think the second one was a shank, but I think
second
the
one
on
wasn't.
the iron off 16T to a par 4.
Here we go.
You can see if you on YouTube, you can hit the white dot there. The white dot, that's Lowry's ball. So he's trying to hit it into the middle of all those blue and red dots.
And that's all the other shots on that Sunday.
So I think he's hit. I'm going to say it's more than a quarter shank.
Yeah,
I think it was a half shank.
It's a half hosel.
It was a half hosel.
It's definitely, and the way he finished his swing, he's trying to save it, hang on, and just get out of the way. It was horrible.
It was
however, the touch of class.
Yeah, go
okay.
on.
So BMW touch of class is he's finished double par to lose by 2 to Nico Echevarria.
He almost chipped in for eagle on the last,
I know.
by the way.
I did see that.
He
I did see
ended
that.
up making par, but he almost chipped in for eagle.
Do you realise he has never,
shot it in for
in his PGA Tour career, gone double before on consecutive holes? It shows you what pressure does.
Yeah.
And for him, it was all about his 4-year-old daughter waiting, and he wanted to win for her.
Oh.
But the touch of class was his interview afterwards. Let's have a quick listen.
I'm obviously extremely disappointed. I had the tournament in my hands and I threw it away. What more can I say? It's twice this year now so far, so I'm getting good at it. But yeah, look, what can I say? Like, I played unbelievable all day, and then one bad shot in 16 and completely threw me for the last 3 holes. It's never happened to me before. I said to Darren, how do I feel like this now when I went through what I did in last September in Betpage, and I got through that fine, and then, I just felt like it was weird out there. I just really, just couldn't feel the club face in the last 3 holes. Then after my tee shot in 16, it was strange, but what can I say? It's very, very disappointing. Jeez, like this is going to be hard to take. Yeah. Dubai was hard at the start of the year, but this is going to be pretty hard, yeah.
So BMW touch of class because he didn't have to front the media. I mean, it is part of the thing, but he could have easily just gone and say, guys, no, I've had enough. I'm out. And he was so open and honest about what happened. And I love his comment about Bethpage because that is the extreme pressure that you can ever feel in golf tournaments is at a Ryder Cup or a President's Cup or something like that, because you're playing in amongst a team, which is a very weird feeling. when you're playing for yourself, it's kind of one of these, well, I can deal with it, handle it. But the way the pressure you feel there is 3 times as much as what he would have felt there. And yet he's going, how is this happening? He couldn't even feel the club face. So it just goes to show it happens to everyone.
I was watching the interview and I reckon it must have been, is cathartic the right word? Cathartic, that's how you say it. I think he was about to smash the microphone when he started talking about it and hit it. And by the end of him getting it all off his chest, he was almost at ease.
Yeah.
It would have been very, very difficult to do. Particularly, I didn't realise he had his 4-year-old daughter there and he's probably dreaming about the youngster coming out and he's giving her a big
He's never won with her being there.
He's never won with her being here. So that is probably front of mind. But it just shows you, even, people out there who have got a 40-point game, they're on the 15th hole and 40 points is within reach and they know they're going to, just a couple of decent holes, the finish, and you've got your 40 points and
it happens to the best.
They start shanking it or they can't find it. It just shows you this game is all about mental control.
Totally. And I've just got to say, one of the greatest up and downs for double bogey I've ever seen on 16.
Walk us through this.
This bunker shot. He's off a downslope. He's short-sided and he's opened the face and he's got an amazing short game, Shaun Lowry. But when the sound, you could say it was almost a slight thin, but it wasn't a thin. It was one of these that you get so close to the ball, but because the face is so open, it just pops straight up.
It's a fizzer.
They showed a slow-mo of it, and it was just an incredible shot, and he hit it to 4 feet, which you couldn't get that within 12 feet.
The hands are good on. I'm with you. You can never predict.
Magic.
You can never predict when you're going to get one of those.
It's a
real
tough one to
fizzes,
do on purpose.
But when it works so beautifully. And that ball actually landed in rough as well, and then just dribbled. It was the best bunker shot I've ever seen in my life. The best up and down for double bogey in a situation like that I've ever seen.
But that's a tough one. But the good news is, and funnily enough, he didn't have to play TGL that night.
Yeah.
The bad news was he had to front up the next morning for the seminal Member Pro, which was on. He was playing with Ed Hillier too. Remember him from all the tour talks?
Well, I'm glad you talked about fronting up.
Yes.
Because that's very handy because that's a plus for Host Plus. I was at a golf day on Monday at Royal Melbourne.
Oh, nice. I was the one the week bifore.
Royal Melbourne fringes are back, by the way. Of course, looking fantastic. Well done to everybody. But a young lady who won the Australian Amateur Championship recently and then went to the New South Wales Women's Open and was tied 8th going into the last day, shot 3 under par on the last day and finished tied 8th. Her name is
impressive.
Amelia Harris.
Yes, of course.
17 years old.
Heard a lot about her. Fantastic golf. I think is she from Yarra Yarra maybe? I think.
Don't know.
Anyway.
Don't know. I do know this. I know she's 17 years old and she's on the way to South Carolina to play in university. She was told that she didn't have to turn up to this golf day, which was a commitment that she had made. Guess what she did? She
turned up.
She travelled back from New South Wales and got to the golf course at 7:30 a.m. the next day.
Where was she? Wollongong?
I've got no idea.
Drove through the night?
She was told she didn't have to, but she did.
Wow.
Now, let's get on board Amelia Harris. I mean, wow. She's what a star. Wins an Australian Amateur, performs well in a New South Wales Open, coming tied 8th, and then says, you know what? I'm going to turn up when she was told she didn't have to turn up. She didn't want to let anybody down.
Well, let's watch out for her the next few weeks with all the women's tournaments going on here.
For Host Plus, that is a plus. And just the way she spoke and, knowing she wasn't going to tell anybody, Nick, the other girls told everybody. I didn't recognise it because it was a rainy day. And, she had a, wet waterproof. So I had no idea until she started speaking. I thought, oh, I know you.
Nice.
And then I didn't know that she finished tied 8th.
How was the swing?
Oh,
pretty impressive. Isn't it?
Well, her role that day, you know how they play. You turn up to the golf day and there's a pro in the hole, and her day was to play a hole in the bit with every group.
Nice.
So it's a big workload day. She's not just standing there. She has to go around the golf cart and hit. There's 2 shots I saw her play. her golf swing looks automatic to me. You don't say that too often, do you, about 17-year-olds? But her golf swing looks automatic, and her manner was beautiful, and just she's got everything. She's got it all.
Okay.
So well done to Amelia Harris. What a star you are.
And how good did the course look?
Course was great. Yeah, the Royal Melbourne back in business. I'm very happy to say.
Yeah, I was there the week before, and they just had a bit of rain, and it was really popping.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, a lot of the members are happy.
It was very good.
I was just thinking about Lowry before, and do you know the one thing that could have made him feel a little bit better after that? I reckon if he had a BMW to go and jump in and head back to the hotel afterwards, that would have been fantastic. Because after a round of golf, there's nothing better than jumping into the comfort of a BMW.
And he would have driven back to his house very fast, I would imagine, because he's a local, so he's not far away.
He was about to eat that microphone at the start of that interview.
I just heard our microwave ping. Our sausage rolls are ready.
Okay.
Beautiful.
That's it. We'll catch you on the 10th tee.
From Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, this is Talk Birdie to Me. We're here for BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. The golf clearance outlet, they beat everyone's prices. Ping will help you play your best. And better, ahead of the game. Now for Titleist, the number one ball in golf, and FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Here's Nick and Mark.
Are you going to do your masterclass with a 5-wood or a 3-wood?
I'm going to do it.
Or your 7-wood?
Probably the 7-wood. I mean,
Okay.
Or the 4-wood. What do you think? I got a 4-wood or a 7-wood?
Go the 4-wood. I think that's right in the middle for everybody.
Okay. I'll do
Okay, time for this week's Top 5.
When the greats bet, they bet with better. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
The top 5 for better. When the greats bet, they bet with better.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
And in honour of Shane Lowry's half shank. Did we say it was a half shank or quarter shank?
It was a semi shank.
I was going to put together. I was going to put together, in honour of Shane, the greatest shanks in tournament golf.
Ooh.
But I couldn't find too many.
Well, we had one a few weeks ago in the playoff in Bahrain.
Bahrain.
Callum Hill.
Yeah.
Remember that one where he hit his own video monitor that was showing him hitting the shank?
Yes. I think the greatest ever shank in tournament golf, it happened at in a US PGA Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess it? JT.
Well, JT won at Southern Hills. I
Southern
remember
Hills.
that.
In the last round at Southern Hills.
Mito Pereira should have won, right?
That's right.
And he doubled the last.
Yeah. Justin, JT.
You know who he beat in the playoff, JT?
Who did he beat in the playoff? He didn't beat Pereira in the playoff?
I don't know if Pereira made the playoff.
Or was Pereira eliminated early?
Well, I think he was leading and he makes double on the. Oh, he might have lost.
Yeah,
it might have been.
In the
no, actually, I think because was it a 3-hole playoff? I can't remember, but he beat Will Zalatoris.
Oh, that's right. Another second for Will Zalatoris.
Another one.
But the JT actually hit a shank in the last round of the US PGA at Southern Hills. Yes.
Really?
I'll dig it up.
Oh.
I'll dig it up. In fact, I'll dig it up. I'm so sure I'll dig it up. I'll leave a little space here for it to be played.
That's a shank. Oh, my God. Oh, and that's come back. Oh, and it stayed just out of the creek behind number 2. Wow. I think we've seen everything now.
That is unbelievable.
So that is the greatest shank ever because you've won a major after a shank in the same round.
In the last round of a major, he hits a cold shank.
That's showing some mental strength.
And then goes on to win the tournament.
Gosh.
Greatest ever shank in the history of golf. But that's not my top 5.
And it's not my masterclass because I don't want to do a masterclass on shanks. So I'm going to leave that to you one day.
Well, this is the top 5. I've never done this before in the history of my media career, but I'm going to do the air thing. Top 5 supposed reasons for hitting a shank.
Oh.
So I don't think anyone really knows, Nick. You? I don't think anyone really knows.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So at number 5, too far inside. Coming too far inside, you're going to hit the shank.
Yeah, you present the hosel first.
Blah, blah, blah. Number 4, too far outside.
Presenting the hosel first.
That's right. You present the hosel first. Okay. Head moves past the ball.
Yep.
I went past the microphone there. Apologies. But you pass the ball, some people say that causes a shank.
Yep.
This is the only two that I ever teach people with, okay, when I talk to them. You know, when you hit a ball off the toe, no one ever cares.
It's a toe shank.
It's just a toe, and it goes kind of straight. So just like you hit the ball off the toe every once in a while, you're going to hit one off the heel.
Yeah. A little too far off the heel.
That's my number 2.
Well, the funny one, the toe shank's a funny one because if you catch it so far in the toe, it still goes to the right for a right hand and sideways. Actually saw that the other day in a golf day where this guy hit one sideways and it hit the tee marker. It came so far off the toe.
You just reminded me about something I've done that I don't think I've ever told anybody.
Oh.
But I'm going to tell you.
Well, let's keep it between ourselves. So
I'm going to tell you.
Between us and the Wolfpackers.
Yeah, that's right.
So I was playing in a Johnny Walker Classic.
Okay.
And I was playing. Remember when Lee Westwood, he was right up the top and then fell away?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you how bad it got for Lee Westwood. He was drawn with me in the first 2 rounds.
First 2 days.
At Lake Carrinup. So
right.
That's how far he fell from winning Australian Opens and doing well to where he came down to Australia. He was paired with me.
Were you last off?
And my brother is caddying for me, and that was pretty funny anyway. He was a nutcase, my brother, when he was caddying. But I was so desperate to make this cut. I needed some cash, right? I needed cash so badly at this stage, but I was hitting it so bad, Nick. I was hitting it so bad. What's that par 5 on the back nine?
Is this the one where you went out the night before and just got
No.
Okay.
It happened at Lake Carrinup as well. But this is I think you
back 9?
Yeah, back 9.
Par 5 is
second
the 11th,
par 5.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15.
Yep.
All right. So I've just birdied the hole before, and I'm on the cut line. So I've hit a drive down, and I'm not going to take on the green.
It's gettable, but there's water on the right.
I know, but I'm hitting it so bad, I can't risk it, right? Even though I've got... I think I know what's coming. Even though I had a long iron in, I could have got to the front edge with a long iron. I was hitting it so bad, I didn't want to risk going at it. So I decided to lay up with an 8 iron, right? I know you're laughing. I get ready. This is worse. Okay, so I get my 8 iron out and I hit a reverse shank. So, folks, if you don't know what I'm talking about, a shank off the hosel goes right. I hit a shank off the other side of the hosel and it went left. Right?
Oh, I'm crying.
I'm playing with Lee Westwood, right? I'm playing with Lee Westwood.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm in the trees, right? After I had a 2 iron to the front of the green, and now I'm in the trees, 150 yards out, on the left-hand side. Okay.
Go on.
Anyway, I tip it out to the front of the green.
Yep.
There's a little gap, and I got up and down for par.
Oh, my gosh.
And as I'm walking to the next tee, Lee Westwood came up beside me, right? He came up beside me, right beside me, and he whispered in my ear. He said, I've never seen anybody do that before in my entire life. And you made par, right? Because one of the great things when you hit a shank, if you can make par after you've hit a shank, that is sensational. If you make par after hitting a reverse shank with an 8 iron layup, that's super special, Nick.
That's, you know what that is? That's almost a touch of class. BMW would be proud.
Anyway, I guarantee, I reckon Lee Westwood would still remember that shot if he spoke to him
he'd
today.
have to. A reverse shank.
Reverse shank.
I have seen them, but not by a pro before.
Not by a pro.
No.
I got no idea what number we're up to in this top 5. But
I think we're up to number 2.
I'm up to number 1. I'm up to number
sorry.
1. The number 2 was it's just because you hit one in the heel, just like every once in a while you hit one in the toe. But the number 1 reason, supposed reason for hitting the shank is when you start at address on the heels, and halfway through you move to the toes, which no doubt I did on the 15th hole. They carrying up.
So you're a toe tapper at setup. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I
you
was
need to be a
tapping my
heel
toes.
tapper.
You've got to be a heel tapper. I was
Okay.
tapping my toes.
Oh,
anyway,
gosh.
there you go.
That's actually a good reason. I like that. Number one reason.
I'd love to catch up with Lee Westwood and actually see if he remembers the reverse shank I hit.
He's on
that
Twitter
hole.
or X a fair bit. You should get on ask him about it.
Let's try and get him on. That would be fun. If you are hitting shanks, maybe Ping can help because they will help you play your best. Nick, Ping, global results time.
Oh, let the music play. I need to recover after that. Gosh. Oh, okay. Where am I going to? I'm not going to start with
by the way, I made the cut.
Oh, well done.
I made the cut and I made $10,000 for the week.
Well, that's impressive
that was
because
good.
16 and 18 are two tough par
Yeah,
fours. And 17 is not an easy par
I got
three.
up and down
so.
on every hole. On the way home.
Well done. All right, we're going to start where we should. Hannah Green, a one-shot win against American Austin Kim at the HSBC Women's World Championship in Singapore. Congrats to Hannah. That's her 7th LPGA win.
Huge.
Minjee Lee tied for 3rd, also playing really well. And Cassie Porter tied for 18th, shot a final round 68. So well done to Cassie. They were the best of the Aussies.
Hannah bogeyed the last two, 17 and 18.
Yeah, she had a 3-shot lead
Yeah.
with a couple to go, and just cruised home. But it was short miss putts. It wasn't like it was anything going wrong. So
good.
and the last was just let's get it close type thing.
Okay.
PGA Tour, they had the Cognizant Classic where Nico Echevarria was the benefactor of Shane Lowry's meltdown. wasn't a heel shank or a reverse heel shank.
No, he wasn't good enough to make a par after a shank.
That's exactly right.
It's
He
a
was good enough to
special-
make a heck of a
it's
double
a
bogey though. That was
Special
it.
kind of talent to
Yeah.
make par after hitting shanks.
But Nico hit one of the bravest shots on the 17th, by the way.
Was it brave or was it?
It was a push.
An accident.
It was
Yeah,
an accident.
it was
You
an
could tell by his reaction afterwards that he got away with one there. But he converted, made the birdie, and ended up for the 2-shot win over Lowry, Austin Smotherman, and Taylor Moore. A couple of Aussies were playing, but they both missed the cut. And that was Carl Phillips and Cam Davis.
How's Carl Phillips going? He's only just at the moment, isn't he? He's probably chasing his tail a bit. Got
Little
off to a
bit.
slow start.
I think so. Yeah. Same with Cam. He's struggling a little bit as well.
Yeah.
DP World Tour, the South African Open, where they were offering a berth to the Masters and the British Open.
Isn't that great?
Which is fantastic. Now, 22-year-old South African Casey Jarvis had a 2-shot lead on the last hole, but then had to wait an hour because of a rain delay.
What?
That's a tough one, isn't it? They had a rain delay on the last.
Oh, you're kidding
So
me.
he had to wait an hour, but he got it done. He actually birdied it and had a 3-shot win. It's his 2nd win in a row, back-to-back titles after winning in Kenya last week. So very impressive.
Now, Nick, you're famous for mortgaging your house so you and your wife can go and play. I saw where his parents
Different one, I think.
mortgaged his house so he could play junior tournaments in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully his parents are paid back for all their sacrifice.
Well, there's another good
wow. Talk about pressure. I
Yeah.
mean, your parents have mortgaged their house so you can go and play junior golf because they believe in you so much. And to pay them back with wins like this is remarkable.
That is incredible. Jason Scrivener, best of the Aussies, tied for 24th there in South Africa. New Zealand Open, another British Open spot up for grabs, which Lucas Herbert got
was
after
great.
finishing second because Daniel Hillier, who got the victory, already has a spot in the British Open. So it goes to the next best
Wasn't that great?
spot. Very
So
good.
the Open Championship regards the New Zealand Open
It's a
so
national
highly
title.
that they give a British Open spot to it.
Yeah.
Now we just need Golf New Zealand to, smarten up.
All good. We'll you've proved
I
your
had
point
my
there.
go.
So
Sorry,
no, that's
sorry.
fair call. Hillier becomes the second Kiwi in 23 years to win the National Open. Mahal
That's the
Pierce,
second.
did it 23 years ago. In third spot was Tomoyo Ikamura and Kerry Mountcastle. Women's New South Wales Open. You spoke about Amelia Harris earlier, finishing in a tie for 8th. They were at Wollongong Golf Club where Frenchwoman Agathe Lene shot a final round 6 under 65 for a 1-shot win over Korean amateur Sumin Oh and Thailand's April Angusarani.
Good last round at Wollongong.
65. Best of the Aussies was Sarah Kemp, tied for 5th, and that's just a few months after her second surgery on a broken leg she suffered last year. So well done to Sarah because it's been a great comeback for her. Speaking of people giving money to help people play, on the Corn Ferry Tour at the Argentina Open, where again a British Open spot was up for grabs on the Corn Ferry Tour, by the way. This is a great story. American Alistair Doherty, 4 years ago, was out of cash. Now, our friend Ryan French from Monday Q, remember Ryan?
Yes.
Well, he helped him raise some money to keep him going, and someone donated $15,000 to keep his dream alive. And 4 years later, he's now off to Royal Birkdale after winning the Argentinian Open. So congrats to Alistair, and congrats to Ryan and everyone who helped him out, because in this game, as you know, Mark, as we all know, you need money to keep playing because it is an expensive sport.
And sometimes you just need a little bit of luck like that.
You do.
Someone's looking after you. Sometimes you just need a little help. So well done for taking advantage of that help.
The lone Aussie playing was Rain Gibson, who finished in tied for 19th. That's this week's Ping Global results. This week we got Bay Hill coming up. As you know,
favourite course.
It is my favourite course on tour. Long story if you haven't listened for very long on that one. And I think Liv is back in Hong Kong.
Yes.
And the women for the LPGA are playing the Blue Bay Championship up in China. So look out for those events.
It's in our time zone. Beautiful.
It is.
All right, boys, ready for a little bit of feedback?
Always.
Sure.
Talk Birdie feedback. Thanks to Southern Golf Club.
All right, why don't we start? Okay, let's start with David. Guys, I heard, Nick, you talking glowingly about your friend Austin Truslow winning the New Zealand PGA Championship, but there was no mention about his chipping style. Austin was chipping with his right hand only. Is this because he has the chipping yips? And would you recommend this as a way of chipping to solve that if that is the case?
Yes, Austin, two hands, gets pretty yippy chipping. And many years ago when he was sort of showing me how he did it, and when I saw him under pressure with two hands, we kind of decided, one hand is best, because if you watch him chip without looking at him, just watch the ball, it's actually, you'd think, oh, this guy can chip.
Yeah.
It's a good shot. I said to him, look, there are certain shots you're not going to be able to play because you need two hands to create spin and a bit of speed. But on those, he tends to open the club face up, hit more of a flop shot, and he's such a good ball striker. Over that weekend, I was telling my co-commentators, watch this guy chip. He had one chip over the weekend. That's how good he hits it, because if he did miss the green, he'd either putted it from just off the edge or he had to hit a flop shot. But it was rare that he misses a green because he's an absolute flusher. But definitely a very worthwhile thing to try as a drill to begin with. So for right-handed golfers, I think a great thing to do is to just use one hand. But the key when you do it, and Austin actually doesn't do it this way, and I'd say for most people out there, do it this way. Put your left hand into your chest like this, and as you rotate back, you want everything moving together. The club and your chest go together rather than just your arm and your hands moving away from your chest.
Yeah, okay.
For those people watching on YouTube, you can see it, but for the audio listener, you want the chest to go with the club as you go back. By putting your left hand into your chest, it sort of gives you the feeling of everything moving together, and that's a good way to chip one-handed.
Okay. It was funny because I saw him chipping one-handed, and if I was him, just to give yourself a little bit more strength and for everything, sometimes I do the one-handed chipping, but I put my left hand on the bottom of my bicep, and that creates what you're talking about. I like that too, because if you are going to chip freehand, then that's a nice way to do it. It's
got to rotate with it.
That's a nice way to do it. But if you do want to try chipping one-handed, and you haven't got the strength of Austin Truslow, then I would definitely suggest putting your left hand on the bottom of your bicep and using the one hand, and you'll get what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Marty's written in about the conversation about caddies and players both doing maths that you talked about last week. Love the show, guys. Listen to the segment the other day on caddies, pros and maths. I think some of the younger pros like to do the yardage maths themselves before the shot. You were suggesting the caddy should do that so the player's mind can be free. But I think the younger generation know how to handle copious amounts of information and synthesize it quicker than the older generation. This is the world they're in. They might be trying to validate the data. Two sets of validation points on this important decision, I think, is wise, because the caddy may be right 99% of the time, but the 1% they're wrong could cost them the tournament. Marty.
Yeah, see, I totally disagree, Marty. You don't need to do the maths twice.
Not if you got a really good caddy.
Not if you got a good caddy. You just don't need to. You don't need to do that and then validate with the caddy. You just don't need to. It's just.
Well, the other thing, when he says they do it quickly, that they're not doing it quickly.
No.
It takes quite a while.
Takes forever.
I get that, some players need to have that affirmation of, just to correct the numbers, but it's taking away from the actual shot at hand.
That's exactly right. And the way you explained it last week, Nick, it made so much sense. You get to the ball and you start thinking about the shot. You start thinking about decisions that need to be correct, mental decisions that need to be correct. You do the mathematics and then you start going into the, it's too much. So I understand the nature of the feedback, but completely 100%, you'll never change my mind, disagree with it.
Well, Dave has a view as well that he wants to ask you about. Nick and Mark, talking about the maths and the golfer doing the maths, is there a chance that he's doing it to occupy his mind and be confident when both the numbers line up prior to the shot?
Perhaps. Yeah,
maybe. But it's silly. I'd rather occupy my mind with what you were saying last week.
Yeah, look,
that's how you occupy the mind.
The funny thing with golf is, and look, if it's obviously working for, who was it, Jacob Bridgman when he was doing it.
Him, yep.
He hit a heck of a shot afterwards. There's more than one way to play the game.
Yeah.
We just think there's certain ways which, for most golfers, is going to help them in more cases than not. But there's always anomalies, and if it works for you, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, Nick, it might work for Jacob, but it's not going to work for everybody. No way. There's many more people will be better off with a occupied mind, thinking about the decisions and the shot shapes and what's possible out of the lie, than doing maths and then quickly going through all that.
It's like having a practice swing next to the ball. It does work for some people. Very, very few. Davis Love it worked for. But for 99% of people out there, it's not going to work.
Get behind the ball.
We've had a heap of feedback on our conversation about sandbaggers from last week, but we might park that because we've got a heap of it, and it's obviously it's been a big show already. But because there's a couple of things I do want to touch on here. AJ said, Nick, Jamie Donaldson is a proud Welsh man, not an English man.
Ooh.
Oh, my bad.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he is Welsh. Is he?
Yeah, he is. Well, AJ's saying he is.
No, he is. Sorry.
Can he sing?
My apologies.
Because if he can sing, it's almost a guarantee he's Welsh.
Well, he hit one of the great shots in Ryder Cup history at, where was it, up at Glen Eagles.
Yeah, okay.
When he hit a wedge or a 9 onto a foot to close out his match against, it could have been Keegan Bradley or someone like that.
I stayed up one night 25 years ago, and it was the opening match. It was the Wales team taking on our Wallabies, and it was 2:00 in the morning. And it was, like I said, it was the opening game, and the Welsh, they all stood up and sung their national anthem, and I got teary listening to their stupid anthems because of their singing ability.
Oh,
is it a good anthem? Because you know how, like, the Australian anthem's pretty average.
I can't even remember what the anthem was. It was so long ago, but I promise the way they sung it made me teary.
The New Zealand anthem is amazing. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful song.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. Okay. This one here from...
apologies to all our New Zealand listeners for this episode, actually.
Okay, this one here from Sordo. Hey, Marco, our group was on the 2nd North at PK as you were teeing off on the 18th South.
Yes.
I have to mention, after seeing you rip one off the tee, you were very impressive. We measured the drive at 286 metres. Not bad for a 57-year-old.
I did. I ripped that one. I did rip it, that tee shot. I played Peninsula North in a swap day. And again, I don't know why I'm telling people this because it looks good on the card because we hit off on the 11th and I was 4 under through 11.
Oh.
And then I played the last 6 or 7. I was 5 over.
Oh, no.
I shot 73. But it was a really hot day. But at that point, there were some nice people up on the tee, and I was just talking to them about their beautiful golf course. And
but you're not 57 though, eh?
I'm 57 in a couple of weeks.
There you go.
A couple of
he's aged you prematurely, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. But they were very nice people. So thank you for watching the show. I appreciate it. And you're so lucky to play the North and South there at Peninsula Kingswood. It was a treat. And the golf club treated us, the Kingston Heath members, wonderfully. So thank you.
We're going to finish on this one from James. G'day, Nick and Mark. I've been doing the old online shop for some new golf shoes, but I'm not quite sure what I should be getting. I like the look of the FootJoys, but I've got a problem with sizing because I mainly fit into US 13 or 14, depending on the fit. Have you got any suggestions? Because most retailers don't carry these sizes.
Funny you should ask, Dan. Because
you've done some homework, have you?
Oh, Tim Snow was here. That's why we've got the Pro SL set up behind us. So if you're watching the YouTube, he actually had this sitting on the table when we walked in. Oh, you've got them. Yes, very, very nice. Oh, what have I got? I've got the FootJoy courts on, which I absolutely love. I wear them everywhere. Now, there are a couple of points to make here. He's saying it's worth trying on size 12 pair of FootJoys if the size 13 is unavailable, as there is no standard fit across the footwear brands. You may find it fits your foot. And sometimes the different shoes and the different sizes do feel a little bit different, so it's important to try them on. I do know it's coming soon. I'm not sure whether it's here now. I'm not even sure I'm allowed to give the secret, but FootJoy are going to come up with a scanning where you scan your feet.
Oh, really?
And if you have a size 12 right foot and a size 13 left foot, they'll be able to cater to those sizes, which they can already, if you already know. But visit footjoy.com.au and use the filters on the shoe page. This allows you to select your size, width, colour and more. From here, it will only show shoes in the FootJoy range that match your filter. So once happy with the selection, you can either order via the website or visit your preferred golf shop where they can order the shoes on your behalf.
Nice.
So that's really nice of Tim Snow to put that down.
Now, we shot a video through as well, which we'll whack on the online, and so people can see how that whole process works.
Right.
Which would be good.
Yeah.
All right, that's the feedback for Southern Golf Club. And
we got a masterclass to go.
Yeah, we do. Who's doing that?
That's me.
Oh, okay. For the Golf Clearance Outlet, they beat everyone's prices all the time. You're next, Nick.
Golf buggies, golf carts, e-bikes, scooters. If it charges at home, chances are it's charging right now. Overcharging lithium batteries can damage your equipment, or worse, put your home at risk. SwitchStar power points deliver power for up to 8 hours, then switch off automatically. No apps, no Wi-Fi, nothing to remember. When you forget, SwitchStar doesn't. SwitchStar, every home should have one.
Okay, Mark Allen here at the Golf Clearance Outlet, and it has been such a great relationship that we have had at Talk Birdie to Me, the #1 podcast in Australia, with the Golf Clearance Outlet. We're growing together. And the feedback that I keep on getting is that these stores are making golf affordable no matter what state you live in. We've got 9 Golf Clearance Outlets right across the country. 2 more are on the way. The latest one was in Mornington, and they all look like this. You've got the putting balm, you've got golf balls, you've got gloves, you've got all these shirts. But folks, believe me, at the Golf Clearance Outlet, the price is right.
The Talk Birdie to Me masterclass this week is really about fairway woods, because Hannah Green hit an amazing shot in Singapore when she won the tournament on the 8th hole to make an eagle. Now, fairway woods, the key is to let the loft of the club do the work for you. Some people say, should I hit down on it? Should I hit up on it? Well, it's more of a sweeping motion, but it really starts with the ball position. So if this is my driver setup, where I'm going to have it off my right heel, and my irons, I'm going to be slightly forward of middle. I want it in between somewhere, about here, an inch or two inside my front heel. Me being a lefty, it's my right heel. So I'm set up with my center of gravity slightly behind the ball here. As I'm swinging through, I'm obviously moving forward through the ball, but I'm letting the loft of the club do the work for me. So it's more of a sweeping motion. I don't want to try and lift it this way, because then you're going to bottom out early, or you're going to catch it a little bit thin. Beautiful. Just brush the grass nicely. Might even end up on the green in 2 on a par 5. Eagle putt coming. All right.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that was the 4-wood. Not the 7-wood. I was thinking about using the 7-wood, but most people either have 4 or a 5-wood these days, don't they? I think Hannah hit a 5-wood at the tournament in Singapore. But the real key is ball position.
Yes.
So not quite the driver, not quite the iron, just in between, about an inch or two, depending on which fairway wood you've got inside your left heel for a right-handed golfer. And then the key is don't try and lift it. Swing through the ball normally and let the loft of the fairway wood do the work for you. I've seen so many people trying to lift it, and they usually hit it a bit heavier, a bit thin. So
it's funny, with fairway woods, I think a lot of people just go to the 15-degree fairway wood as a matter of, this is just what it is. But a lot of people that I've helped fit in, because I play with them so much, I see what the deal is. I tell them to get an 18-degree. So
mine's 17, my 4-wood.
There you go. So my 5-wood is 18 degrees. I tell people just to get the 18-degree out and use that as your first choice fairway wood, and then go to a 21. And for those people, if you don't carry the ball with your driver, if you're carrying the ball 200 meters, which is still a pretty good hit, a 15-degree fairway wood's probably not for you. Go to the 18-degree as your first choice, and then the 21 as your second. Your 7 wood, and I've got a 5 wood in the bag that's 18 degrees. You've got a 7 wood in the bag that's probably a 5 wood in reality.
It's 21 degrees.
Yeah, 21 degrees 7 wood. In reality, that's probably a 5 wood, and my 18 degrees probably a 4 wood. In reality, so they get mixed up with what the fitter calls it. Get on par with how it takes off. If it takes off like a long fairway wood shot wood, then use the 18 degree, and then your 5 wood becomes a 7 wood, just like the man who beat Tiger Woods.
Wish
twice
I'd
in
have had
match
that
play.
7 wood, that G440 back in the day.
3 times. You would have beaten him 3 times.
Would have been
for
helpful
sure.
at Augusta, that club.
All right, boys, that's the show.
That's done. Okay,
Beautiful.
look out for what do we got coming up this week.
Do a feedback poll, and we've got a mini coming up as well.
Hey, and by the way, I think there's a video on Augusta lately about, what do we got, 40 days, about 6 weeks till the Masters? This
I'll
thing,
flick it through.
the golf course looks amazing already.
That's amazing because they've had blizzard after blizzard. So usually this time of the year we see an Augusta covered with snow, but you're saying it's looking good.
Yeah, well, these aerial views were
Well,
spectacular.
why don't we end the show by playing that?
Play it. All right, folks, we'll catch you next time.
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen. Live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. The Golf Clearance Outlet, they beat everyone's prices. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Better, ahead of the game. Ping will help you play your best. And Host Plus, they can help you drive your retirement further. Now that's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. This is general advice. Consider the PDS and TMD on our website before deciding. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and share the pod with a friend. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media. Sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.
What happened? You just pulled it out.
Yeah, I just went large on it. Yep, I went large.
So then you just pop the phone on there.
Well, you
Gotta
might
take it out.
see. There was a little what?
Oh, there we go.
There you go. But there was a little thing.
There was. I don't know what happened to it.
And
here it is. No.
See that? Yeah. See the plastic bit?
This bit?
Pop that out.
Yeah.
If you put that in there near the top,
Somewhere.
where's the magnet? No, give me your phone, and I'll find where the magnet is.
What do you mean? There's a magnet in
There's
it.
a magnet. All right.
It's in the middle, probably.
So you want to put it kind of there,
In the middle.
the sticky bit there. That's it.
Pop that on there. I think I need a new phone, by the way.
Yeah, I think you do too. Pop that in,
Happy days.
and now. No, it's too thick. It's too thick.
Plastic's too thick.
Plastic's too thick.
That's all right. I can figure that out.
Look at mine. So that you get a couple
Oh, you
like
got
that.
oh, there you go. Boom. Gee, you're lucky. All good.
You're gonna love the spike. It's the greatest ever thing.
Take this out. No, it's stuck now.
And that you do this, and that'll fit. The pocket. The bag, your carry bag.
Yeah, perfect.
That just fits. That just fits in
Sweet.
like that.
Oh, beautiful. So easy.